Israel agitating, and they're pushing within Asia by committing to Taiwan and Philippines and occupied, all of the different territories that America occupies, Japan and Thailand as well. And they push their military-industrial complexes there. And then obviously we've got the Ukrainian and Russian situation as well. So they got full control. So, they can decide whether the world goes to World War III or not. And that's the current situation. So they've set up the game completely. It's a typical cycle that we see. If they want to get the government deeper into debt, then they can basically do a new restructuring, do a quantitative easing program, and they can just start, creating money out of thin air in order to purchase government bonds, and then you pay for it. You pay for it with inflation, and then the world pays for it with worse inflation in their currency. And we're led to believe that this is just the way the system should be, that we should just have a few people controlling everything, and you move to peak centralization. So, how do you combat that? Well, if anyone's been listening, they would have been purchasing Bitcoin. You would have been on your 12th week of purchasing Bitcoin, or whatever the price may be at the time. And in that time, the price has gone up from 58,000 to a peak of 93,000. We may get a correction here, but anybody that was also owning it in self-custody, if you were being targeted for talking about things that the internet doesn't want you to talk about, and you got attacked by Zios, then you probably have, I've had 15 years of my bank accounts being targeted just for being involved in this industry. But it doesn't really matter, because I got my Bitcoin in self-custody. It causes some inconvenience on the fiat side. We created a whole industry. We've got, Bitcoin debit cards, all sorts of stuff as well that can interact with the traditional on-ramps and off-ramps, and all sorts of innovation that's coming down the lines. Now, with Trump, you got a Zio government. You got a bunch of neocon war hawks. We can see where everything is going. You're probably not going to get your JFK files, and if you do get the JFK files, it will be a version that doesn't say Mossad, it says Iran. And if you do get your 9/11 files, it will be a version that doesn't say Mossad, it will say Iran. And if you do get your Epstein files, you'll get a version that doesn't say Mossad, it will say Iran. And you'll be, 3 people were arrested in the last couple of weeks for the alleged Trump assassinations. One of them was an Iranian American, and the other 2 were Jewish American. If you know anything about Iranian politics, there's a bunch of people that love the monarchs and the US puppet government. And so you can imagine a CIA operation, and Trump's laid up the whole narrative so that if he does get assassinated by Mossad, then all you need to do is blame Iran, because the MAGA crew will believe that. And so Israel has got Trump by the balls in terms of foreign policy. He has to do, people are betting on whether he's going to do some 5D chess moves. But what I would be doing if I were you, I'd be protecting myself from thinking that Trump's going to do a 5D chess move, even though everything has been lined up. Because you don't get to be president and live unless you are Israel first policy. That's the reality of America today. And so he got the role because he was the chosen one. And he was the chosen one in order to deliver all of his Zionist government and make sure that he delivers regime change in Iran so that Israel can take over the oil of Iran and put the puppet government in place, so that it can execute, having been the sole nuclear power. It can have access to oil with a puppet government in Iran, and it can have its LNG, because there's a bunch of LNG outside of Lebanon and Gaza and various other regions as well, because all that artificial intelligence requires a lot of energy. And so the artificial intelligence that Israel is stealing from Silicon Valley and the cybersecurity intelligence it's stealing from Silicon Valley by having its Israel first venture capital funds that are taking all of that data, just like Elon Musk is taking all of this data and handing it over to Israel so it can power this artificial intelligence. So that when the Federal Reserve bankrupts the US government, takes down America, it can transition to that central bank AI-powered central bank digital currency and try and do it from Israel. And so Trump is there to deliver that. So how do we protect ourselves? Well, we protect ourselves not through peak centralization, through peak decentralization. And that's why Bitcoin is getting global traction all around the world from people looking to protect themselves. They want the ability to own their own money without the bank. They want the ability to spend their own money without government permission. And they want the ability to protect themselves from the inflation of the central bank by having a fixed monetary policy that is not subject to the whims of Jerome Powell or the International Monetary Fund or the economic hit people that are trying to pump and dump economies in order to manipulate economies in their own direction. And so that's what the idea is with Bitcoin. It was designed that way. And so what's happened over the last few weeks? Well, firstly, I did say that Trump is the chosen one. You'll get a Zionist government in terms of foreign policy. Hold him to account to release those files. It looks like the head of the CIA is an Israeli first person, so they definitely won't be exposing Mossad. But hold him to account. He said he'd release all those files. Now we're starting to get the good side of Trump. And the good side of Trump is that there was a desire to reverse the incredibly destructive policy of the Biden administration in terms of attacking our industry and allowing Gary Gensler for the Federal Reserve to execute a anti-crypto and Bitcoin policy. And there's been some states fighting back. So you see how decentralization is good. At the federal level, you've got the United States of America, but underneath that, you've got 52 states. And 52 states, 18 of them decided to sue the SEC for unconstitutional crypto policy this week. And they're saying that the SEC has been anti-constitutional with how it's enforcing its policies through the Biden administration on our industry. So that's either that was because they knew Trump was going in and they decided to do reversal, and they also decided to sue Gary Gensler as well. So Gary Gensler this week, who has been an enemy of Bitcoin, an enemy of the crypto industry in general within America, and was the tool of the Federal Reserve in order to hand over as many Bitcoins to BlackRock in their ETF.
Except for when he met with FTX twice, right?
Yeah, but that was part of So SBF from FTX was the only person that was able to meet Gary Gensler. He had 2 meetings. The most important companies in our industry, the multi-billion-dollar Michael Saylor, who's got a $50 billion Bitcoin company. Coinbase, who's got a $50 billion Bitcoin company that went public, wasn't allowed to meet Gary Gensler, but SBF from FTX, who was stealing client money in order to be a laundering operation, and that's all coming to head again, by the way. I'll go back onto that one because there's going to be some interesting stuff that come from that again this week. But the 18 states have now decided that they're suing the SEC, which is a good thing. And there was an announcement this week from Pennsylvania. I'd like you all to understand a little bit. I'll put a video that I did this Friday. I'm not sure if anyone watched my broadcast, my Bitcoin Hard Talk, episode 64. I went through when the states tried to fight back against the Bank of England, when the Bank of England was basically implemented laws within America. This is what led to the 1776, Independence Day and revolution against the British people. Essentially, the Bank of England was, wanted to make sure that you could only pay in Great British pounds. And the states were fighting back by creating their own currencies. Massachusetts was the first one. It was called the colonial script. And then Pennsylvania was the next one along the line, and then New York, and then various other states. And so the Rothschild family, on behalf of the Bank of England, wanted to make sure that the states weren't able to issue their own currency, so it engaged in its usual tricks in order to co-opt the government. It made it illegal for the states to actually issue their own currency, and then started to try and charge tax on the American people because the UK government was bankrupt, and it wanted to charge a tax on its colonial, its colonies, and so it. And that was really what triggered the revolution. And how did the Rothschilds and the Bank of England fight back? It actually started creating the state currencies and the currency, the America, and it started plagiarizing the paper currency and printing its own version of the currency to flood the market, because there was no digital currency at that time, and destroy the economy. So it took the states down to 50% unemployment by flooding the market with this counterfeit paper money. And that's how it's always, this is where the wars all come from. It's always been an inflationary concept in order to destroy economies through inflation and by flooding the market with its unit of account. And that was an example. But the states fought back. They threw out the Brits. It went independent. It then decided to create, based upon Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations, the US Constitution, in order to try and protect the people from the government. And there were many, many wars and assassinations. I think Truth has given the history many times around making sure that once you got rid of the Brits, the Europeans came back through the first central bank, the second central bank, and then eventually the Federal Reserve. But it was the states that fought back. Now, Pennsylvania State announced this week that it is going to be allocating up to 10% of its reserves to Bitcoin. And so the state is not waiting for whether the Treasury implements a Bitcoin strategic reserve. It's actually doing it itself. And I believe, from the people that I know that are in these circles, that there are 8 other states within America that are looking to announce the same thing. And so the states are fighting back against the Fed. There's all this little bit of friction between the Federal Reserve and Treasury right now, based upon Trump and Jerome Powell. And Cynthia Lummis has the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Asset Bill at the federal level, where Treasury can start buying up to 1 million Bitcoin over the next 4 years. So things are really happening. Everything exists there. And if America, the states are definitely going to do, I think. Well, the law still needs to be passed, but they're out there. But this creates a state-level game theory where the different states are trying to front-run each other in order to accumulate the Bitcoin. And then the Treasury can be forced in through that game theory. And if America does it, then every other country will need to catch up as well. So the game theory always works out. And I think none of that is factored into the price yet. We've got another 2-3 years for this to figure out where it would go. Now, I can't promise you that the future of Bitcoin equals the past, but historically, what has always happened, in April 2024, this year, we entered into our halving, where the number of Bitcoins that miners receive every 10 minutes went down to 3 1/8. There's only another million Bitcoins or so to be mined. And so the scarcity is getting more and more scarce, because what Bitcoin miners normally have to do is because their costs are in dollars with electricity if they're mining in America, and the vast majority of the cost is electricity, they have to sell some of the bitcoins that they mine in order to pay the dollar costs. But as the price goes up, less of those bitcoins need to be sold in order to cover the cost of their electricity. And so you're getting this squeeze upon the demand for Bitcoin from all of the different states, all of the nation states, from all of the ETFs, from all of the fund managers, from all the registered investment advisors, from all the individuals that want to hold it in self-custody, from all the corporations that are seeing what Michael Saylor did, creating the most successful company on the S&P, that's now a $50 billion company, beat every single stock in the S&P 500. More and more companies are saying that they want to do that. And so at the same time, you've got the brick scale, you've got the competitive environment, you've got the El Salvador strategy. There's probably going to be an announcement in the next couple of weeks from someone like either UAE or Saudi Arabia or Qatar that's going to be announcing their Bitcoin strategic reserve. You know, this is all things that are happening right now. And none of that is factored into the price. I imagine that China will come up and say that they're reversing their policy around the Bitcoin ban. These are all things that can happen because, you know, Russia was mining a lot of Bitcoin. They had about 11% of the hash rate in Russia. And on the 1st of November, they decided to reverse their policy and make it legal for anyone within Russia to mine their Bitcoin. I think BRICS are going to do a similar thing. I think it's likely that Bitcoin will be incorporated as part of the backing, if not, you know, definitely not all of it, but a small part of it, as part of that thing. And none of that is factored into the price already. So what has historically happened? The first year of halving, you normally get, so halving happened in April. You normally get 6 months until the halving is actually factored into the price because all the miners need to adjust. And then historically, you've seen October is a very strong month, and that is exactly what happened. And November, you tend to hit new all-time highs. That's exactly what happened. December, you tend to get a quiet correction. And then the first quarter, you move into what is normally and historically has been a Bitcoin super cycle, which is when you get most of the gains throughout the second year of the halving. You get corrections in between, and then it wouldn't be until 2026 that you normally get a bear cycle come around, and then you move into the next phase of the halving cycle. Every 4 years, like clockwork, so far, Bitcoin has pretty much rhymed with that pattern. And so if that were to happen, and I'm not saying it will, not financial advice, but if it were to follow previous cycles, you'd expect at some stage next year a price of approximately 400,000 per Bitcoin. Again, the market's always different. It doesn't rhyme exactly, but if you study historical patterns, because Bitcoin has a fixed monetary policy, and so if you look at the top 10 assets in the world, Bitcoin was the 8th largest asset in the world and the 13th largest fiat currency at the moment. That's out of all the different fiat currency and all the different assets. It went from number 9 to number 8 last week because it flipped the market cap of silver. So Bitcoin is now larger than the entire market of silver. The next one along the line was Saudi Aramco, which is the oil company between Saudi Arabia and America. It flipped the largest oil company. And then the next set of companies along the next set of assets is all of the American tech companies next. So you got Google, you got Apple, you got Microsoft, you got Nvidia, and probably missing a few, Facebook. And so we're now close to those 7 assets. And then the final asset, the number one asset, is an $18 trillion market, is gold. And so Bitcoin has just been consistently, every cycle, going from the bottom of the pile, and now we're the 7th largest asset that exists in the entire world. And we've still got all the Bitcoin strategic reserve assets by the country. We're giving the states the ability to fight back against the Federal Reserve. We're giving the Treasury the opportunity to fight back against the Federal Reserve. And we've got all of the financial institutions that are planning whatever the transition strategy is, based upon all the different geopolitical moves. So I think the ability for you... Now, remember what the plan would be, right? So if you look at the Feds last time, when they pumped the market in the roaring 20s, got everyone into derivatives through the investment banks, leveraged everyone up, crashed the market by hiking rates. Then they bought all the stocks at an 80% discount from everyone that needed to sell. They then reinvest some of that money into government treasuries so that they get more and more control over the government. And then they push the economy into the Great Depression. And then in 1933, FDR announced that everyone needs to hand in their gold. And so they could try to do a similar thing with the Bitcoin ETF. They could decide that if they needed Bitcoin, if America, or the Fed wanted Bitcoin, they could hike the economy into a depression. They could put it into World War III. They could implement martial law. And they could say, everybody, you're going to get this new central bank digital currency at a fixed price in exchange for the Bitcoin. And then the people that were in self-custody say, hell no, I'm keeping my Bitcoin. But the people that have their Bitcoin at BlackRock will just be automatically swapped out. And then they probably nationalize a company like MicroStrategy that currently holds 279,000 Bitcoin and has just said that they're going to be raising another $42 billion in order to buy Bitcoin over the next couple of years. And so they're still buying at these prices. I'm still buying at these prices, even though the first Bitcoin I ever purchased was at $3. Because all you got to do is ask yourself, with my savings, where should I be saving? Gold is historically been a great preserver of wealth, but it's never really been an increaser of wealth. Bitcoin has got its fixed supply. It's getting scarcer and scarcer. As the price of Bitcoin goes up, unlike with gold, as the price of gold goes up, they're more incentivized to mine for more gold, and it increases the supply of gold. With Bitcoin, we can't increase the supply. The supply is completely known. And the monetary policy will never change. And there ain't no government, no central bank, no company, no venture capitalist, no country, no government, no anyone that can change that, because of the way that it's designed and the way that it is built upon its proof of work. So, the way you protect yourself, again, not financial advice, can't promise you the future equals the past. I can tell you what I do, is I spend less than I earn and I save the difference in Bitcoin. And then as you do that, if you do that for 4 years, every month, whatever the price is, every single person in the world who's done that has beaten every single asset class out there and has managed to escape velocity from the Federal Reserve. And that's the strategy. If you do it in self-custody, it means that when you get financial censorship because you talk about things that your government doesn't want you to talk about, when your government says that we're implementing new laws that say you're not allowed to boycott Israel, and when your government says that anti-Zionism equals anti-Semitism and anti-Semitism is hate speech, and then if you use that and they shut down your bank account and they try and censor your financial transactions, and if you decide that you want to feed some children in Gaza, they censor that transaction. Or if you decide that you want to contribute to freedom of speech, like WikiLeaks, to keep our government to account, they'll censor that transaction. And as we get closer and closer to a central bank digital currency, they may even cap and stop you being able to buy that Bitcoin with that particular central bank digital currency in that particular moment. So everybody needs to get ahead of it before it happens. And there is a race for Bitcoin all around the world. And so That's increasing demand, but the supply will never change and can never change. And so that's how everyone protects themselves. Give yourself the ability to own your own money in self-custody. Give yourself the ability to spend it no matter what happens to your bank account. And give yourself the ability of a completely known monetary policy that is designed to be digital, hard, sound money. And whatever your amount is for you, whatever's right for you, you know your personal situation, percentages are always the same. If you're doing it with $10, and by the way, you don't need to buy one Bitcoin, just because the price is $93,000, it's divisible into 8 decimal places, which means you can buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, whatever's right for you. But you say, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. Oh, la 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 la. Sing us a song, young gentleman. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright. Now John at the bar is a friend of mine. He brings me my drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke or a light up your smoke, but there's some place he'd rather be. He says, Bill, I believe this is killing me, as the smile ran away from his face. Well, I'm sure that I could be a movie star if I could get out of this place. Oh, la 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 la. Now Paul is a real estate novelist. Never had time for a wife, and he's talking with Daisy, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life. And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessman slowly gets stoned. Yes, they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone.
The title of the space, and I had to come in and say that.
Oh, everybody gives a shit. They can all go fuck themselves.
That's kind of how I feel about it, Kevin.
Hi, George. I owe you a text back. I'm still trying to figure out the business, but I am working on it. I promise.
No worries, son. No worries. We got a little time.
I'm gonna get on it.
I cannot wait to see what you and Isaiah did.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be fantastic.
You need an OnlyFans subscription. I'm kidding. I had to say that.
Well, I did, Judge. I didn't. I'm very cryptic, and I like to leak things intentionally, or I'll just do a full-on press release, depending on, because I like reaching back to people that I want to build with, right? And they're okay with it. I like to let the world know, hey, they're on my team, right? So I did put a picture up, and I hope, you're okay with it. I put a picture up, a picture of me, you, Matt, I'm not going to say his last name, me, you, Matt, and her. I didn't say her name, but she's quite beautiful, and everybody loved that post. It was like, what, is that George Santos? Is that George Santos? And then Scott and I were in the same room together, and then they all wanted to know who that woman was, but I didn't dare say her name because it's not, I'm not sure she's ready for that
It's
yet.
not everything that you get at 3
That was a foursome. And I'll tell you, George is quite cute in person, guys. I was like, oh, I made him blush.
Yeah, and you became Burple, so don't even come at me.
No, I blushed. Like, a dark-skinned man, we turned purple.
Woman, the Irish woman kept headbutting, and they gave it to the Irish woman anyway. Yeah, that's how it is, because they.
I want to bounce them off you real quick. It's not just. It's something we got to expand it on because it's not just white. It's how the Mexicans and all the other races are too.
Oh,
they the same way.
Dude, yeah,
Look at Brian Garcia.
I was going to get to that.
They cheated.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker took steroids, and it don't matter. Do you see the way these Mexicans over there playing that douche, happy and shit, and cheating? They will, like...
They trying to steal our culture,
I want to
period.
make it very clear to them. I'll let you finish your point, dog. But just based off what somebody had said earlier, somebody earlier had mentioned, they don't respect it. Yeah, they do. You gotta understand. We as black people gotta understand that we're dealing with people that don't have honor. A win is a win is a win. So for a white boy, for a Mexican, for Asian, not Japanese are a little different, but if it's Chinese, Latino, white, these people, as long as it's a win, they don't give a damn if it's a 100-year-old versus an 18-year-old. We won. Like they're very lowbrow, and that really is as far as for their pride and how they see things. The only thing they see is a win, baby. They don't see nothing else, and they see a beating a black person. Boxing is literally crafted. When you look at Top Rank Boxing and Golden Boy, all they do is put a really, really, really good Mexican in against an extra mediocre black person, and that's how they like to do their cards. Canelo's whole career was him when he fought a black person. They were mediocre, other than when he fought Floyd. Floyd whooped his motherfucking ass.
I remember, I watched that.
But go ahead, brother.
I mean, but it's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And you 100% correct. I want to get on that because out here in California, that's what we dealing with now. Now we got the Asians. You got that Asian boxer. What's his name? The Monster Inoue. They trying to set him up, I think, with a fight with Tank. Aren't they in the same weight class? Got so many points, and I don't want to go on and on. I see Crystal. She must came back. She got her hand up. So I'm going to land the plane there. And Lioness Crown, we're going to fight when I see you. Peace.
If you can catch me. Alright, shout out to personal problems.
You're not the gingerbread woman, so you can't run that fast, because like I can. So keep going, because I'm the motherfucking dang man. Bye.
Sound like Tauruses. Alright, except for Jackson, he cool. Crystal, hey girl.
Blasphemy.
Crystal, you ready? Alright. I see someone called OnlyFanvid.com who follows me. Welcome to this segment.
Yeah, I've seen all the videos of my
Welcome. Hi, how are you? Hi.
Hi, health, wealth, love. Yeah, I just don't see this as being rituals, and I don't think white supremacy has anything to do with it. I think two men made $100 million, and Mazel Tov, and God bless them. And, also Netflix is the big winner because they had, hundreds of thousands of new subscribers only get disappointed. So I don't know how the stock will perform on Monday. But nonetheless, it's going to be positive because it brought a tremendous amount of people to Netflix. So And Mike Tyson even just came out and he said, he's so thankful. Who wouldn't be thankful? I mean, nobody got hurt. $100 million was generated for these two guys, and Mike Tyson needs the money. So life is gravy. And, putting titles like white supremacy or rituals couldn't be further from the truth. You're just gaslighting.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's enough. That's enough for him. This show you how lowbrow that dude is. He's like, he's over here just ignoring the fact that a goddamn 60-year-old fought a goddamn 27-year-old. It's all Brady. Somebody that's a senior citizen that literally.
We're talking about that's a major accomplishment for a 50-year-old to be engaged in a fight with a 20-year-old. That's amazing. Mazel tov to him. Mike Tyson's the man. Who are you?
27-year-old. It's all Brady. Somebody that's a senior citizen that literally qualifies for it.
That's a major accomplishment for a 50-year-old to be engaged in a fight with a 20-year-old. That's amazing.
And so get out of here. I don't like you.
Don't have no more. That's
So
all.
no,
I was literally here for the rundown, but hey, DeMarvin, I was here for the rundown. I mean, I didn't.
Hey, bro, you hear they talking about his Tauruses in here?
but like as you see,
Hey,
I think
Jackson's a Taurus.
that's just that's just an example of you see how they can just gloss over anybody with any kind of moral compass or any kind of sensibilities about anything's gonna be like, dude, why the fuck is a 58-year-old fighting?
Just like you won't get a two bed. The two bed in Newbridge now is 1,700. Like that used to be 10 years ago. That used to be about 800, 700, whatever, And now you're talking 1,700. So the way that's going to be 2,000 next year. And who can rent? There'll be no one. They just go, and it'd be a massive peanut. We're under serious stress. Absolutely serious stress. It's fucking. It's so bad. It's unbelievable. It's partisan. I know they said they have a march on the Dáil and we take over the Dáil and all that, but I'm telling you, you're at that stage really just to. If we don't stop it rapidly in these elections, if we don't change this, we're gone. We're going to be wiped in 3 years. Right? In 3 years, we've just no say in this country. We'll be gone. And this is very serious. I know everyone's arguing on the fucking nationalist movement, arguing. Everyone has to go at each other, but by God, lads, this is very, very, very frightening. Very frightening. It's sad, and it's there in front of us, And these politicians have been around. Like your man is special needs. Like Simon Harris is special needs. Like he's not capable. Like your man is trying to hold a conversation with stop shouting at me. Woman says to me, "You're a traitor." And he slapped her down with the hand. Did you see that? The video that we slapped the old woman. She said, "You're a traitor. You're a traitor." And he slapped down her hand. Then he went over across in the same video, and this Russian woman nearly shook the hand off, pulled the hand off, thanking him for the house she got, Shock.
I'm sorry, okay. I love looking. No, I know. I'm still building. I'm still building your chart on the side.
Good. If you ever need me to call you, I will set it up and chart for you on the trading deal. Okay? Absolutely easy.
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay. No worries.
Absolutely, brother.
We don't hide behind secrets. We never sell any discords. We don't sell any indicators. We don't sell anything. If we're making enough money trading, there's no reason for you to sell anything. Remember that, people.
Exactly.
Have a wonderful night.
You too, brother.
So, are you running nodes right now?
I have one node always running, yeah.
That's fucking cool.
OnlyFans, I'm not letting you up because of your name.
No, he's still doing. I know he's still.
I don't want. Stop
No, he's not really about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm only looking for fans, but I'm not an OnlyFans performer.
I love it. I love the profile, man. What's on your mind?
I don't trade in the markets anymore, but I do miss trading. I do miss doing analysis and finding polished gems in the shit of high-priced earnings ratios and terrible branding and terrible, um, you know, positions and financial positions. I just came from a Bitcoin room, and you can listen to an Englishman for 30 minutes confirm every bias in his head about Bitcoin and make 10 all or nothing statements about Bitcoin as if Bitcoin is the universe itself. It's so bizarre that people don't realize that there's no cash flow, there's no operating statement, there's no income statement, there's nothing. It's just a placeholder. So, I buy real companies, I diversify, and I do great, and I beat the market year over year because I'm highly diversified. And I don't know. I mean, I'm just, it's not that difficult. And you don't have to pay an asset manager or a financial advisor to manage your portfolio. So there's a lot of good stocks out there that will.
What the fuck do you know about Bitcoin? Did you ever read the fucking technology white paper?
I can tell you whatever you want to know about UTXO and EUTXO, Charles Hoskinson, ADA, XMR, whatever you like.
I just challenge anyone then to make an all or nothing Bitcoin statement, and then we'll see if it holds up.
Why does it have to be all or nothing?
Because in cognitive behavioral therapy, it's considered
I'm a trained psychologist, so you need to get a little more granular.
Okay, so I have a book. It's called The Feeling Good Handbook, and the doctor says that one of the 12 cognitive distortion disorders is all or nothing statements. And I hear all or nothing statements from Bitcoiners all the time, and so it makes me think perhaps they have a psychological issue.
All or nothing. Just like you read, it doesn't have to be all or nothing.
I know, but people make all or nothing statements with regards to Bitcoin. For example, there's only a limited supply. To me, that's the biggest giveaway. Right. It's not true. It's because it's a crypto coin, meaning that I believe the CIA.
It's not a crypto coin, by the way.
I believe that CIA coin is Bitcoin and Ethereum is KGB coin. Both countries invested in cryptological, financial, technological research. That was the byproduct. I saw a video of a guy, and I haven't been able to find that video again. He said that he was hired by the CIA to help work on something called Bitcoin. And the whole Nakamoto thing, it's a red dragon. It's a red herring. It's a ghost. So what do you think your government in the United States spends all their money on? On war, cryptography, enigma machines. What do you think Bitcoin is?
We're just getting a little off track here. Like, if you want to talk about blockchain and cryptocurrency, that's one thing. If you want to talk about government usage of such, then that's a different thing. I mean, BlackRock owns 445 million or 445,000 Bitcoin, and MicroStrategies owns 850,000 Bitcoin. They own it. It's on their book. Like, that's just that. So there's no argument there. These are publicly traded companies that have Bitcoin on their books. The end. I mean, there is no
okay, well, that's an all or nothing statement. When somebody says, the end, that's an all or nothing statement. Congratulations, you just failed.
No, I'm telling you facts. I'm just saying those are facts. Like, there's no argument to a fact.
When people say those are facts as opposed to those are my opinions, again, that's an all or nothing statement. Congratulations, you failed again.
I'm talking about publicly traded companies. Which is what you were talking about.
Around what crypto is.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's
I'll wait another 10 seconds. Go ahead and make another all or nothing statement. I'll wait 10 seconds. Another one's going to come out in less than 10 seconds.
All or nothing. Here's an all or nothing statement. Kick them.
But in the end, all crypto, you have to exchange it for dollars.
All or nothing statements. There we go again.
No, that's not the truth. You don't have to exchange it for dollars. You can exchange it for anything.
That you can exchange it for literally anything. And also, it doesn't matter that it has no intrinsic value. I mean, when you get down to it, does a stock even have intrinsic value when you think about it? Because really, it's just a company. And is the value of the factories, is it exactly?
It does if it has an earnings per share. You know what your share earned that year.
Yeah, but with Bitcoin, like, dude, it's irrelevant that maybe it doesn't have, it's floating in the air maybe, but also it's not, because it's literally being mined on computers right now.
You know, dude. And also, if you look into cryptography and you look into proof of work,
Dude, that is an all or nothing statement. How do we know that it's not just hypnosis?
how do you fucking dude? Did you ever read back on that paper? Did you ever look into?
Dude, why do you keep making all or nothing statements? That is a cognitive distortion disorder, sir. That is considered in cognitive behavioral therapy to be a distortion disorder. Do not make all or nothing statements. Stop making all or nothing statements.
Fan, we know that you're against crypto.
No, I am not against crypto. This is just a market discussion. We're talking about economics. We're talking about finance. We're talking about market capitalization. What is wrong with saying that CIA Bitcoin is what it is? It is not something that you are mining from some machines. It was created. There is no fixed supply. It is an infinite supply of infinity. What do you think the people have been working on for the past 50 years in terms of psychological research? Come on, this is a spiritual world we are living in. Bitcoin is a lie. It is a hypnosis. It is bullshit propaganda. Stop with your bullshit.
What degree do you have? Psychology degree do you have here? And where can I find
I have a PhD in detecting bullshit. I can detect bullshit greater than any other bullshit detector on the planet. I went to Bullshit University. I created the PhD in bullshit.
coming out of your mouth? By the way, I didn't know you were doing a shit show, Jake.
That guy is the one that said he has
Only
psych
fan
degree.
vid. Why are you posting about Elon Musk being Adrian Dittman when he's obviously not? You fucking idiot.
Obviously, he is Adrian Dittman, and again, you're making all or nothing statements. Adrian Dittman is indeed Elon Musk. Adrian Dittman is Elon Musk's burner account or his nom de plume, his pen name. You should do the research on who Adrian Dittman is before you talk, sir. Why did your daughter come to my house and kick my dog? Fuck off.
What a time, guys. Jesus.
Did you just say?
What a time to be alive. Adrian Dittman is Elon Musk. Elon Musk has helped Donald Trump win the White House, and together they will liberalize and create a basket of crypto shitcoins the world around. Dogecoin out my booty hole. I am headed to Uranus.
Make me co-host. I'm gonna kick him.
Do not kick him. That is an all or nothing action. That is an all or nothing statement. Do not be a communist. Don't put me to the goo. Do not be a communist. You are a communist, sir.
Stop, hold up, calm down. Everybody calm down, please.
Go ahead, Holy. Go ahead,
I'm
Holy.
just gonna say, calm down. Let's talk one at a time. Let's have a
Adrian Dittman is not fucking Elon Musk. I was fucking speaking this.
Adrian Dittman is Elon Musk. You don't know what you're talking about. Go to Adrian Dittman on Twitter X and go to YouTube and look at my research for investigative journalisms about Adrian Dittman and Elon Musk.
Enough talking about Elon Musk. Did you really just call me a communist?
You want to put me in the goo. That makes you communist.
Who is this clown?
Bro, who are you? Go to onlyfanvid.com and check me out. Go to onlyfanvid.com and you'll see my YouTube channel.
Can I ask you a question?
No, I don't do questions because that is an all or nothing aphorism. I am here to intelligize and educate and enlighten all of you with the Spirit of God. I am complete.
Okay, good for you. I have a question. Do you mind answering it? Can you please can you share a picture of your feet to let us know that you're a real person?
I would put a beer bottle on my head and take a selfie so you'll know that I am a real guy.
That's right.
What even happened within the last 5 seconds? Shit. You guys. Oh God, man. I'm probably gonna play mini golf. This turned into a shit show. It did. So, OnlyFans.
Yo, what is it? Do you want to talk about market capitalization of Microsoft, Google, and Apple and how $8 trillion is bullshit and Aramco is not $3 trillion? It's all bullshit.
Hold on. Shut the fuck up for a second.
Microsoft Cloud can only continue to grow. Google Cloud can only continue to grow if Donald Trump takes the US dollars and buys more cloud storage from these bullshit cloud providers. Salesforce, Mark Benioff is fucked. You should short Salesforce. That company is going into the toilets.
I definitely want a piece of it.
Which stock?
I definitely want a piece of it.
recommend? What do you invest in? You said you have a diverse portfolio.
I am invested in nonprofits. I am growing a library, a university called Bullshit Clown University. And hey motherfucker, don't you tell me that hey bastard, I am helping educate, enlighten, and provide wisdom, education, training for millions of people all around the world.
Fucking retard.
You're a fucking retard, mate. You're still buying Google stock. Fucking Trump ain't gonna give Google no more billions of dollars. That stock's gonna fucking pop, bitch.
Shut your fucking mouth, you fucking retard.
You're a fucking retard, mate. You're still buying Google stock. Fucking Trump ain't gonna give Google no more billions of dollars. That stock's...
I removed them.
Bingo. Good. Hey, Sammy. Love you, Sammy.
It's ruining my high.
Never mind a long time. Only another time, bud. This is not a good time there, bud. We're gonna call people the artwork bin here.
For somebody who wants to come in here and talk about pushing God and spiritual shit, he curses a lot.
Yeah, I went when I.
They kicked me. Sluggers kicked me. Russian.
Terminology there. Trax, how is it?
What's a UAP?
Unidentified. I got to pull it right in front of me.
UAP, unidentified alien.
UAP is an alien technology on Earth, so unidentified projectiles, I think, is what it is. No, it Target, make sure you mute. Target, make sure you mute in between speaking, okay? Double tap.
Yeah, that's how worse than Twitter. It's great to be here, UFO Sally, with you.
Is it an unmanned aerial projectile?
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
So it's
See,
like...
we've got the smart people here. Okay, guys. So we're not doing one of those nights where we come off of mic just yet. So the host will co-host. I'm setting the space up right now currently. And then after that, guys, we can have an open discussion. If people aren't talking over each other, then we can come off of the mic and you can talk. One thing to do, guys, is if you pay attention to the screen and you see that someone is speaking, make sure that you mute your mic in between, even if you're having it back and forth. But what it does is it causes a huge feedback loop for the audience, and it's like it makes your ears bleed to the point of intolerance. Well, at least for me, it does that. And I think that's because I'm partially deaf in one ear. So those are just the rules of tonight, but I want this to be fun. I want this to be informative. And hopefully I'm at the target. Were you able to get some of those guests that you were talking about to come in tonight?
I did. I see Mr. Jason fans and Itto. They are really experts in this field, I think. And Jason has a lot more experience with this than I do.
Well, I just sent him invite to be a speaker. So I don't know, has Jason spoken in spaces before?
Yes, he has done a lot of speaking. And I'll let him talk about himself because I don't know what to reveal and what not to reveal.
Am I the only one in here who didn't watch any of these hearings at all or read any of the posts about any of this?
I don't understand what they were talking about, so somebody's going to have to explain that.
I listened to, I listened to the hearings, and I was in spaces for like a whole entire day after the hearings. So I can give you a rough rundown real quick. So they had the Senate hearings this week, and everyone was all excited about it, thinking that they were going to disclose, you know, the big old secrets. They're going to have all these key witnesses. So there was a very X-Files vibe to the congressional hearing into the unidentified anomalous phenomenon on Wednesday. Witness testimony included eyebrow-raising claims about the existence of UAPs and alien technology on Earth. The hearing was focused on testimony with substantive evidence behind some of the most extraordinary claims. So, little substantive. So they didn't really have any evidence. It ended up being mostly them trying to figure out how they were going to get money.
Thank you for calling TrackPhone Wireless. Para español, marcado. I'm your virtual assistant. We and our partners may record or monitor this call for quality, systems training, and personalization. We may need to collect some information from you. To learn how to use, share, and safeguard that information, visit the link titled Privacy Policy or California Privacy Notice at the bottom of the TrackPhone.com homepage. You also may be selected for a survey at the end of this call. To refill your service, press 1. To activate your phone number, press 2. To change your phone number, press 3. To purchase phones, SIM cards, or phone accessories, press 4. For any other services, including technical support, press 5. To repeat this message.
Okay, let's get started. Please say the phone number you're calling about. If you don't have one, say, I don't have one.
I don't have one.
No problem. What would you like to use to look up your information? You can say serial number, SIM number, or ticket number. If you don't have any of these, say, I don't have one.
Serial number.
Sure. Please say the IMEI, MEID, or serial number of the device you are calling about.
3579-2377-1270-511.
I got 357-923-771-705-11. Is that right?
No.
My mistake. Please say the IMEI, MEID, or serial number of the device you are calling about.
3579-2377-1270-511.
I got 357-923-771-270-511.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
One moment while I look up this information. Your service has not been activated. Would you like to activate it now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to keep your current phone number or get a new one? Say current number or new number.
New number.
I remember listening to an in-depth space about this. So, Crash Discourse. He did a huge space.
I see your device already has a service plan associated to it. Let's use that to get your service activated. Next, I'll need the 5-digit zip code of the area where you'll be using your service the most. Please note that by entering your zip code, you agree to our terms and conditions and privacy policy, which can be found at the bottom of the TrackPhone homepage. If you'd like to review them, please hang up and call us back when you're ready. Otherwise, enter your zip code now.
Is that the correct hearing?
I'm kind of new to Twitter, but I feel like UFO Twitter.
I got 33139. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a service plan card that you would like to add now?
No.
That's okay. We can move on. We are ready to complete your request. In a moment, I'll give you some instructions that you must follow in order to complete your activation. You might want to get ready to write this information down. Turn your phone off and back on. If an activation screen appears, follow the instructions and wait for it to complete. Then make a call. If the call fails, wait a few minutes, reboot your phone, and try again. Would you like to hear these instructions again?
No.
Would you like to hear these instructions again?
No.
It probably would have been April, late March into April is when I think that was. So there's a time frame of when they were talking about that. All right, everybody. Target, or how are you doing tonight? So you have some experiences with UAPs and NASA. Oh, go ahead, Drax.
No, I was agreeing with you. She has some experience. She said, "In Target, when you do want your clips up, I got them ready."
Okay, we'll just go through them, one by one or whenever, the subject comes up. But yes, I do. I actually started having UAP experiences. Well, was actually more greatly the paranormal that comes with it than the crap.
A Jealous Lover by Aleister Crowley. I have an idol wrought of stainless gold, before whose feet I bow, in whose delight I am content to live, whose spells of might are smiles that gleam, are tears that glisten cold on the fair cheek that blushes if I praise, are warm, ripe kisses in the softer hours, when love is perfect blossom of sweet flowers, are shadowed glances of pure love-light rays from clear blue eyes, are wonderful caresses when love is golden autumn of sweet fruit. What other worship can usurp my days, when I may lie amid her sunny tresses, enraptured by the music of her lute, one long cup.
Okay, this is Aleister Crowley, Layla poem. This is Adrian Dittman. Okay, this is Lyric of Love to Leia. Okay, this is called Lyric of Love to Leah or Layla. Come, my darling, let us dance to the moon that beckons us to dissolve our love in trance, heedless of the hideous heat and hate of Sirius. Shun his baneful brilliance. Let us dance beneath the palm, moving in the moonlight, frond wooing frond above the calm of the ocean diamond, sparkling to the sky beyond, the enchantment of our psalm. Let us dance, my mirror of perfect passion won to peace. Let us dance, my treasure trove, on the marble terraces, carven in pallid embroideries for the vestal veil of love. Heaven awakes to encompass us, hell awakes its jubilance, in our hearts mysterious, marriage of the azure expanse, with the scarlet brilliance of the moon with Sirius. Velvet swatches our lissom limbs, languid light by sky and sea, soul through sense and spirit swims through the pregnant porphyry, dome of lapis lazuli, heart of silence, hush our hymns. Come, my darling, let us dance through the golden galaxies, rhythmic swell of circumstance, beaming passion's argosies, ecstasy entwined with ease, terrene joy transcending trance. Though my scarlet concubine, draining heart's blood to the lees, to empurple those divine lips with living luxuries.
Throned above the calm, the ocean diamond, sparkling to the sky beyond, the enchantment of our soul. Let us dance, my mirror of perfect passion won to peace. Let us dance, my treasure trove, on the marble terraces. carven and pallid embroideries for the vestal veil of love. Heaven awakes to encompass us, hell awakes its jubilance. In our hearts mysterious, marriage of the azure expanse, with the scarlet brilliance of the moon with Sirius. Velvet swatches our lissome limbs, languid like the sky and sea, soul through sense and spirit swims through the pregnant porphyry, dome of lapis lazuli, heart of science, hush our hymns. Come, my darling, let us dance through the golden galaxies, rhythmic swell of circumstance, beaming passion's argosies, ecstasy entwined these, terrene joy transcending trance. Oh, my scarlet concubine, draining heart's blood to the knees, tune purple those divine lips with living luxuries.
The word midget, and he's a midget. So this is how ridiculous it is. But I love this comedian anyway. He's hilarious.
From now on, if I fix something, I'm gonna tell people that I just hacked it.
True story, April. True story, April. I was called a racist because I was called a racist from a Mexican because I referred to him as a Mexican. True story. True story.
Hey, bro, I'm considered a racist, and I have a Mexican grandson and a Mexican wife. I mean, so.
Money, and it wasn't some small amount of money, like $25,000 to whatever, and then you won this foreign lottery, and we'll send you $250,000 back. Did you sign up for a lottery, Miss Jones? Like, no, ma'am, you are not going to take money out of your account and send this random person money. So there's that, and then also just the evolution part, right? So I remember, this is gonna give.
But me and him made up. Me and Dave made up, so we're good now. But I just wanted to.
Yeah, you have. What is he talking about?
Oh, never mind.
He got booted out the space host chat.
Yeah.
He got booted out.
I didn't even know he was in it.
You can't boot people. I didn't remove him. You can't boot people out of spaces host chats. You can't out of group chats by blocking them anymore. It doesn't work like that.
Well, yeah, this has been 6 months ago. I saw.
Oh shit! I didn't even know you were in there, brother. I'll add you to it. If you want to be in there, I'll throw you in there.
No, I'm good, man. Appreciate it. I was just letting you know. So I didn't message you about it, but then all of a sudden you didn't follow me anymore, and I didn't follow you. So I didn't know what was going on, but it's all good.
Yeah, I didn't block you either. I don't think. There you go. I'm following you now. I have no idea about any of that. Did you block me?
Oh, no, I had no idea.
Yeah, because if you block the host of a group chat, it will throw you out of the chat.
So. Oh no, that dude blocked me and I got knocked out of that room. I messaged you, but it's all good. It's all in the past. I just wanted to let you know me and Dave made up.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to that group chat like I should be, or any of the other shit that I have going on. So, because I've been traveling on the ground, I don't know. But yeah, so
I would like for everybody in here to, that's mad and all this shit. Man, search your heart, man. Y'all talk about like freedom of speech and stuff and all this stuff. But, when you're dealing with a court system or you're dealing with cases, y'all saw what happened to Trump. These people drug his ass to all these goddamn court hearings and shit. Weaponized, the DOJ against him. Treated him unfairly. People got their day in court, bro. And, if you're a First Amendment person, I'm just saying. Now, if they coming in and trying to derail the space, that's different. I will kick their ass out. It's different, but I try to bring up everybody, you know, fairly and let them talk.
That's the only thing that makes a good space is bringing up people that don't agree with us and hearing their side. And we always learn something. If we don't learn something that we keep, we learn a new way to defend something. So, it's ridiculous to not bring everybody you can up to a speaker that wants to.
Yeah, I just said that I followed the requester, bro. So I don't think I ever followed you because I just now got the message where you said that Wednesday, May 1st. Guess it wasn't a mistake. None of it was. Be well, bro. I never saw that till just now when I followed you. So don't take it personal. I just didn't see it.
No problem.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I hope after this space is over, you know, everybody cool off, man. Just relax, bro. We got entertained last night by a rig fight. Mike Tyson's ass cheeks was out. I think everybody enjoyed the laugh with that. You know, I jokingly said that fight was ass, and pun intended, because his ass was all out in the camera, right?
Man, I'm a brown man.
I think we should, like, calm down after this space is over if y'all can. If y'all don't want to forgive Maze Love, you have that right. That's your right, you know. If you want to forgive her, that's your right. But I don't think people should be unfollowing the people that want to or don't want to forgive her. I think, you know, you're taking it too personal there. You know what I'm saying? Your opinion is your opinion. That's why we're a free country. That's why this nation is free. We're not a cult. We're not an echo chamber. If y'all don't want to forgive, cool. If you want to forgive and not forget, cool. If you don't want to talk to her again, cool, whatever.
I'm gonna forgive Patriot, but the problem is she's still buckling down on the lie, talking about the lip sync video was real. It's still Samantha's voice. Come on, Maze, tell the truth, girl. You're talking about everybody else is gonna fall away because you're such a big account. Tell the truth, girl. I know you're praising all the people that are defending you, but you're still fucking lying and buckling down on that. Samantha's gonna come after you, girl. I'm telling you, as a person that was your friend, tell the fucking truth, girl. Tell the truth. Stop saying the lie. You keep on with the half-truth.
Yeah, and it's cool. I didn't expect, I changed the title to, Turtle's like, nah, Patriot, don't put that up there. And we still, I guess it had to be hashed out. It is what it is. If I didn't get to pull y'all up, my apologies. We always glitch and diligent. It's always just been this way. Like, hop on and out.
So, if I can just, from experience, right? Because I'm a host from an S20. I'm on an S24 Ultra right now. Android is my bitch. Like, I love Android. I love Samsung. And so, but when I host spaces, I bought an iPhone specifically to host spaces because I don't have those problems when I host an iPhone. That's just it. And I'm all about hosting spaces, dude. I have this shit down to a science when it comes to like compatibility. I'm telling you, if you're hosting from an Android, 90% of the problems that you are suffering from are due to that fact. If you were to go buy a cheap, like an iPhone 12s or 12 or 13 and host from that, all of these problems would be solved. 100%.
Well, I think Turtle has an iPhone and he still goes from spaces and gets tossed off.
But the host is the one that makes the space. Like, so
No, not just my space. It happens in multiple.
No, I can't speak to that. I'll get booted out of this space, diligent, and then I can't even get back into the space, but I can go to any other space up there and go right in, take a mic, speak, no problem, go in and out of all the spaces, but can't come back into Patriot.
Yeah, I don't know, that's
45
weird.
minutes or so. Yeah, it's been happening since we've been together basically for 2 years. It just doesn't happen in other spaces. Sorry I took up so much time with all that shit.
All right, that was all fun. What's next now?
That was fun, y'all. And look, I'm gonna, after the hands, y'all, I am gonna end this space and start another one because I do want to get into some stuff that we're gonna talk about. So I appreciate everybody coming here to get this hashed out. Y'all don't get your blood pressure up over the internet, y'all. Don't. This is the internet, okay? Calm down. Ain't nobody about to do with Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Relax, everybody. Aqua, go ahead, brother.
Hey guys, so the reason I threw up my hand is I noticed May's comment, and I would just ask for her to come up and speak her mind on everything, given just any slightest bit of respect to Patriot, to Diligent, to everybody that she's close to, Rachel especially, and just let it be out there, you know what I mean? But I think it goes to show that she doesn't want any of that. So
thank you, I appreciate that. I mean, amazed. I don't know if she's down there, Turtle, or is she in the building or what?
She's probably listening, but I don't see her. She's
not that I know of. I haven't seen her in here.
I just want to say, I don't know if it's just because I'm bored or maybe because the election's over with. I don't usually even engage in controversy, like the drama bullshit. But if I do see somebody, I feel like they're being bullied. I don't care who they are or what they've done. Or even if y'all are talking about something controversial and it's not even about a person, go back and listen to the recordings. Like, I will always be the stick in the mud that goes the other way, just because everybody around me is saying the same shit, and nobody is even trying to deviate from the thought process. Now, I will say, last night I was wrong, right? Like, I ended up being wrong when I messaged Lindsay, or when I didn't message John. I don't know. The extra shit, like, I didn't attack anybody. So if I didn't attack anybody, then I'm not going to apologize for something I didn't do. But I will admit that I was wrong about Maze, but I have heard her sing, right? And that's what I said last night in the space. I was saying things that was going against the narrative, even if you were right. You should still allow people who have opposing views. You should still allow people who have opposing views to be heard.
Tell the truth.
What's that?
Tell the truth. Did you hear her sing with the same voice that she was using all these months in spaces?
I have no idea. Y'all are up in these music spaces.
Okay.
Y'all are up in these. How often do you see me in the music spaces?
I said the same thing.
That you've heard her sing in person. So why post?
I haven't met her in person. I've heard her sing in spaces, like impromptu, no recording.
Yeah, with the fake voice. Got it.
Regardless, okay. What does that have to do with what I'm saying? My point is, right? My point is if you want to convince more people, right? If you want to convince people who haven't bought what you're selling, let them have a conversation with you instead of muting them or shutting them down or acting like there's something wrong with them because they're not instantly agreeing with you. Because that's what happened last night. If y'all had been reasonable, let me say what I was saying and then logicked it out. And I realized I was traveling, so it wasn't really ideal for me to listen to, her voice and whoever's voice. And there was 6 people talking plus the host. And then Jonathan was playing the songs, and I couldn't hear which one was which or what he was even saying. And so I was frustrated by the end of the night. And so, calling everybody retard, can you just let me finish real quick? I'm almost done. Calling everybody retard. Listen, I will.
Are you a liar like Maze Diligent? Tell the truth.
Who are you, bro? I don't answer you.
Tell the truth.
So anyways, you have nothing on me. You have nothing on me. I don't know you. So anyways, I owe people that I called retards in the space an apology, and I will apologize for that. And I owe Lola an apology for calling her a drunk. I didn't need to do that. Right, I did that out of anger because I was frustrated. So I do apologize for those things, right? But yeah, back to what I was.
Not Lindsay?
I didn't say anything mean to Lindsay. You're saying that I did, but I didn't.
You told her to do better, and she was speaking facts and truth.
Yeah, I said I was wrong.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna apologize because Queen Rachel thinks I need to. Sorry about that.
You're not gonna apologize because you're a coward. That's why.
Okay.
Y'all, I mean, shit. Okay. Let's go. Leon 2.0, and then we'll go this guy. I can't see it, but
great face, by the way, Patriot. Great face.
Yeah. On accident too, Diligent, because Turtle was giving me wisdom and saying, Patriot, don't do through the title. I said, okay, let me change it. And then it blew up real quick. But I'm glad that it got put out here because it's tonight. If you go past tonight, you're gonna boil your blood pressure over. I was very pissed off about the way the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight turned out. That's over.
I was driving and I missed the entire thing, bro.
Well, you that shit was ass. That shit, I'm sorry. That shit was ass.
Didn't Mike Tyson show his ass cheeks? Like, maybe that should have
been
warning.
He had an interview and he went ahead and was, he walked off. And I'm like, why did
That was his son, Patriot, that was interviewing him. That was his son.
Yeah,
what was that about anyway?
That's
what I don't understand. What was that about? Why did he show his ass cheeks?
That was a public ritual, when you call the people with the money and you say, I need another $20 million, they say, all right, you got to show your ass and kiss your son on TV, and then you got to lose. And that's how you get $20 million when you're Mike Tyson at 58.
Oh yeah, because he could have honestly, as me training and boxing and stuff, he could have knocked him out. Like he literally could have. I know he could have. Like all that playing like you tired and shit. Come on, bro. Y'all look at him training and look in the ring and look at him sparring and look in the ring. Come on, that wasn't the same guy. So therefore, I just
volume market odds were against him, right? Weren't the betting odds already against him pretty bad?
I think everybody thought Mike Tyson was going to knock his ass out. I'm not all the way sure. I think everybody thought Tyson was going to get him. But I told people not to bet on that shit because I'm like, I'm looking at the contract right now, Diligent. I'll try to get somebody to send it or I'll post it or something. But the contract was like, you can't knock him out in the first round because you're not going to get as much money. And if you knock him out in the second round, you're not going to get as much money. But if you let him go all the way to the end and you can make it, you'll get a lot of money. That's what the contract reads. Not my word, the contract. So it is what it is. But my point is, don't let these things like boil over to the next day. If y'all letting this shit on Twitter make you hurt your knuckles and kick shit and throw shit around and be mad, just take a break, bro.
I'm not mad.
No, I'm not you, bro. Not you. I'm just telling the audience, like, everybody asks, what Maze did? What Maze did? Look, we go look on our page. Y'all can go look on everybody's page. Nobody delete nothing, to my knowledge. Go look on there, and then we could talk. If you want to ask anybody else questions, just DM. And she's made a public apology, which is completely okay. And it is what it is. I'm not going to talk about this anymore after the day. I'm done with it. Like, it is what it is.
Can I add real quick? And it's okay for people to form their own opinions. We don't need directors in here telling us how we should act, how we should feel, or how we.
You shouldn't have thrown a tantrum yesterday.
It's interesting that you come off the mic when I said that. It's interesting that you were the one that came off the mic when I started talking about that. But anyways, we're all arbiters of our own minds. We don't need anybody else telling us how to think. If somebody's telling you how to think, there's a reason for that, and I'll just leave it there. Have a good night, Patriot. Great space, brother. Love you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed weekend.
All right, Diligent. Appreciate you dropping by, trying to clear everything out. Patriot's probably trying to get to his mute. Is it me, or do those two sound married?
All right, go ahead, Leo was up. Leo was up real quick, and now I'm seeing all the requests now. Y'all.
My security is dancing around hard. I can't even hit on anybody.
Yeah,
what's up, Leon? How are you tonight? But holy shit, this was like being at a Thanksgiving fucking reunion and watching everybody go at each other over a fucking wishbone. It's like, holy shit. But honestly, like, what happened. I have no power over anybody. Nobody else in this space has power over anybody. We can't force anybody to say sorry. And honestly, trying to force somebody to say sorry is just a guaranteed way of fucking making the most fake ass apology ever. It's not going to come from their heart. It ain't going to come from anything. And yeah, we really don't need to be dragging this shit out. It's a shit show, and
I think it'd be best for the ones that get worked up the most. Just like go on a little vacation for like a day or so and just breathe and touch grass and just remember you're alive, and that should be a blessing and make you feel humble enough. This is just the internet, and honestly, I don't know about anybody else, but I have seen everybody else, talk about, like being unbiased and giving turns and all that. And you're going to see people show their worst. Even the ones that have the best attention and the majority of the time of being online. You're going to see them act like we just saw today. And I'm not going to say names, but honestly, I was a little upset, but I'm not going to ask anybody to apologize. It's not me at the end. It's not anybody in this space. Just let the shit settle down. I really
It's easy for Leon to say that because it wasn't his friend that lied to them for months. It's so easy to say that, Leon. But thanks.
Yeah. No. Well, I was always raised that. Yeah, you should defend your friend, but if they're wrong, don't defend them, because a real friend is not going to kiss your ass and say you're right every single movement. Your real friend is going to be like sitting in a cell with you and saying, yeah, you should have listened to me. We fucked up. Just be real with this shit.
But that's why people are upset because, this person texts on a daily basis, okay, and called you their sister or their best friend. Yeah, that person is going to be pissed off, which is me, which is MV, her sister, which is, her family that had to, support her when she did her music spaces, right? So, of course, we're not happy about what happened. And we tried to get her to come into the spaces to clear her name, and she wouldn't. She was like, no, I'm going to do my own space to clear my name. Well, she didn't do that. And then when she apologized, the apology is also riddled with freaking lies as well. Okay?
Yeah,
then
I understand that.
She's still buckling down with her fucking attitude, talking about people are going to fade away. No, you're going to fade away. You're going to fade away. That's how this works.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, if you remember, Rachel, on my older account that I was on, I participated. I used to listen with you guys and everything and go to the music spaces and shit. Every space that you guys put up, I just hopped on. Sometimes I would sit my ass anonymously because I didn't have anything to say, and I just wanted to see what was going on and not be so depressed in the fucking world,
All right. Well, I appreciate you for coming up, Leon, and I hope, like I said, Rachel was a little closer. People that's actually close to have a right to be hurt, but I'm the type of guy. I'm not gonna. I always talk about energy and having good energy. It burdens me to pay attention to negativity all the time, as if we ain't got shit out there like already, off the app, so I'm just...
Yeah, we already have all this bullshit going on with the politics and everything,
that's what I'm saying.
Country that, people didn't give a shit if you're a Republican or Democrat. You could leave your door open, go out to the store, and people had your back to... Now, most people don't give a shit about each other anymore because of shit like this and not trying to push each other's views and emotions and situations and everything. We need to go back to just having a fucking clashing and then just learn to heal with or without and just go.
So I'm gonna let the next three people go. We're gonna rapid fire. And I'm gonna shut this one down because I want to start kind of talking about some other stuff. But I appreciate Turtle and Canadian. Y'all give them a bow real quick, and Rubber Duck for helping me because I've actually done my space with iPhones before, but we've been glitching since we got on here. So that's just what it is. So if you didn't get to come up, I apologize as the host. I don't mind anybody coming up, as long as you're not a fucking bot that's gonna post porn into this. I don't give a damn. And you're not a disruptor. If you're just coming up to disrupt, I don't like that either. And we'll let you show yourself. But y'all give the host and co-host a bow, because we had no idea that it was gonna jump up to this and Turtle advised. He told me, he said, Patron, I would take that title. And I said, you know what? I think I should, and it was, it came out anyway. So it is what it is. But we're gonna shut this one out shortly, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna restart the next space, and y'all come to that one if you want to. If you don't, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to Danger. We're gonna rapid fire because I want to get to some real information. So we're gonna rapid fire through this. Y'all each got a minute. I don't want to drag it too long. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Patriot. I'll try and be as quick and concise as I possibly can be. I think the fact that Mays came out and actually issued an apology, you can take it however you want. I take it as an admission of guilt, right? That, to me, that's what an apology is. There's a big difference between grace and mercy, right? Mercy is something that is mercy is something that is undeserved. Right, you you do the crime and then you get mercy. That's, crime. The punishment's supposed to fit the crime, but mercy is not a punishment. And grace goes far beyond that. Grace is giving you something you don't deserve, whereas mercy is not giving you something you deserve. So you can take her apology for what you want. I count it as an admission of guilt. I'm certainly not a perfect person. I've fucked up numerous times, and I've been granted grace and mercy by my friends, my family, my coworkers when I've messed up, and it was undeserved. But you know what? I learned from it. I grew from it. I moved on from it, and that doesn't take away the hurt that I may have caused when I did mess up. You know what I mean? It's not going to heal the wounds. But at the same time, it's up to you to step out of that muck, out of that mire, and be like, you know what, I'm going to move on from this. I'm gonna take away what I can from this, and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to grow, and I'm going to improve me. Because the only person you should be comparing yourself to is the person you were yesterday, right? So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you very much for a microphone. Have a good evening, everyone. I think that's been a minute.
Well done, Danger. Who was next? Did he say? Because I can't see hands. I'm sorry.
I thought it was Paul and then North.
Hey, Paul. Thank you, Devin.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to chime in. I think kind of like Patriot said, this is going to be like the one time I probably talk about this because it's been a little bit of a rough day. I'm someone who hosts and co-hosts spaces with Maze. So, like, this hit me as a pretty shocking surprise, to be honest. And I've been with her in all these spaces, whether they're political or music. So I understand why the music spaces are going to be even more, take this more personally probably than the political ones. Because I will say this for her. If I wanted to host a space, May's always had my back. She'd say, look, I got you. I'll be there. You know, there's a side of her that I think is genuinely very good. And she's trying to do good out here in the Twitter world where that's hard to find. I've seen her give people second chances, third chances, fourth chances. I tell her we should kick this person off the stage, and she's like, no, I want to give him another chance. So I appreciate that she gave an apology today. It's step one in owning up mistakes. We're all capable of making them. Hold on, Rachel, because I know why you feel the way you do. Let me finish.
No, Rachel, go. Wait. No, Rachel, go. Hold on, brother. Go ahead, Rachel.
Some of it is still a lie. And by the way, that text you sent me, Maze, I'm going to show it to everybody. I'm going to show everybody who you really are, you fake fuck. I'm going to show everybody that text. She's a fraud. She's a fake-ass friend. She never was shit. Fuck you.
All right, I'll just finish my piece. Patriot, if I can just finish my piece.
Go ahead. Just the co-host, bro, you know. Alpha to...
Yeah, I get all that. So like I said, I understand why, especially the music people, considering this crime was particularly in the music space. Like, I've been in there. I get it. Like, in the music spaces, we've always encouraged everyone, no matter how good or bad you are, to just be yourself and bring it. And that's something that I liked about the music spaces, where, you know what, nobody's like giving someone who's really not the best singer the hardest time. It's more of a supportive space to be encouraging. So there's a huge amount of, hypocriticism that's there, that I think the music space people are definitely going to be more hurt by this than the people in the political spaces. So like I said, look, I'm a forgiving person too, but it's going to take a little bit of time to heal this, because lies are lies. Sometimes you think you know somebody and you're hanging out with somebody, and then they surprise you. And then you're like, well, why didn't you just tell me the truth? And I felt like we were there. So like I said, I told her, look, people make mistakes, and I just encourage her to continue down the path of humility and owning up to it, and eventually things will turn around. But I think when it comes to political spaces, like I said, she's been a voice for good, and I just hope she can get back to that eventually, whenever that is. So that's my 2 cents. Other than that, I really don't want to talk about it ever again.
Hey, Paul, I appreciate that. And, I don't want to talk about it ever again either, because I had a lot of shit. I actually had a lot of stuff to report on yesterday. And it did, when I hear something about, him being amazed at somebody I know, bro, I'm going to go show up. That's just me. I'm like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, pump the fucking brakes. If that's something about Rachel, I'm going to go show up. That's just me. But I wanted the due process. We didn't want to, what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to be the corrupt DOJ that went after Trump. You dig what I'm saying? Even if we got evidence that's 100% clear to all of us, I'm not one to cast a stone. If you look on my wall, don't do that. If it's not the goddamn deep state, I'm not directing my attention to that. We got humans still, and people fuck up and do stupid shit, right? But I'm not the one to cast a stone on anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not, I understand where a lot of people coming from. They're like, we didn't come on here for this. I'm just humbled to be around so many of y'all, whether y'all conservative, liberal, whatever y'all are, and be able to reach out, and talk to everybody, because a lot of us was alone, Paul. When we got censored and shit, I keep bringing that up. Go back to 2020 when we couldn't even argue about the election being stolen. Like, y'all remember, go back to your times, man, when we didn't have nobody to talk to. Like, families was, oh, you're crazy, and everybody calling us crazy and shit. And now here we are. So I'm still humbled. I'm always going to be humbled to be around people. And I'm always going to be a forgiving person, even if I don't like it, because I can't live with myself if I don't forgive. It's going to fuck with me every day, and I ain't got time for that. That cause health issues. I'm just saying. All right, let's go to...
Future, real quick. I know we're wrapping up the space, and I'm about to do this just based off principle alone. Check OL. You're asking the host for a mic and then throwing some bullshit ad-homs at him, dude. So I'm just letting you know, prior to me booting your ass out of the space, that you're an asshole, and that's why I'm booting you out of the space. Carry on.
Can't stop that, brother. I mean, Turtle and Canadian, they're a little more cutthroat than I am, and so is Jimmy down there. But before we do anything, Alpha, do you want to... It's up to you, brother. If you want to say something, you can. If not, then it's cool. It's up to you. You want to say something?
Just give me a minute real quick, because I'm ordering a drink right now, so just give me a minute.
I'll save you for last then, brother. All right, let's go to North and then Mustache.
What's going on, Patriot, Turtle? Good.
How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just got out the woods hunting. I was gonna say, y'all know, I met y'all first when I came on here, 4 or 5 months ago, and I came here rambunctious, loud. I was trying to speak in every damn room, and instead of just listening. And Maze is one of those, she laid back and let me speak, and then we connected. So I don't really. And let's really talk about what's going on. I know it's being blown up. Type in Jeffrey Brent Lucas. My best friend just committed a first-degree murder last week, North Carolina. Google it. I mean, this dude is a vet. He'd give you your shirt off your back. Him and his cousin got in a fight. Now he's facing this. So let's kind of, separate a little bit here is what I think, and give Maze a little. I don't know. I'm not trying to take no sides. I don't know nothing about it. Never been in the music group. But y'all welcome me with open arms, so I'm always going to be there. I'll enter.
Yeah, for those of you who, and I'm reading the comment section right now too, Connect. Let me just tell y'all something how this works. You want to talk about fucking numbers real quick? Let me just say this real quick. I do want to talk. Let me tell you about fucking numbers, all right? What we do here, we fucking have spaces. We do research, all right? I do care about numbers because I care about people's mindset. In 2020, I felt lost as fuck. A lot of us lost a lot of things. We didn't have anything, bro. I'm politely saying this to you guys who in the comment section talking all this noise about, all y'all care about is numbers. It is a numbers game to me because this is an information war. These people declare war on your life. The corporations colluded with the government, shut us down, forced Trump to shut us down in 2020, unleashed the fucking virus or whatever they did, and then tried to kill all of us with an inoculation. Just sit there for a moment and think that why you're talking shit in the comment section, bro. Just sit there and think about that for a second. Why are you directing your energy towards me? I'm a fucking space host. I probably never seen none of y'all. Calm the fuck down. It's not that serious, bro. We had a fucking space. The people, the parties involved, with the exception of Maze, and she has the right to decline politely, came up and spoke their piece. Both sides spoke. It is what it is. Calm the fuck down in the comment section, bro. You know they got 600 people looking at you in the comment section, bro. You're not gonna make me cry tonight. I mean, I hope you feel better. Something obviously is troubling you. Not once did I say Maze is right for what she did. Not once did I cover for her. I specifically said at the beginning, I went in the first space with my sister Rachel. I was guns blazing. Hey, what the fuck going on? Blah, blah, blah. Y'all better have some good evidence. They played the first song. It was slightly different to me. It was slightly different. I'm like, hey, that's not a match. That's not a 100% match to me. And if there's any chance that this could be a lie, I'm not with the slander shit. Fuck what you talking about. That shit, the first video I heard, that wasn't it, right? But then they played more, and I shut the fuck up. That was it. It's not my job to come out here and be a spokesman, for Maze, especially if she's done something. And we did try to get her, a couple people did try to get her to come and defend herself. But as a man, I'm stepping back, brother. To put a man in here, we gotta step the fuck back. What, think I'm a little bitch or something, bro? I'm gonna step the fuck back. Let the women do what the women do. Straight up. And if Maze wants to come forward, she can come forward. If she don't, then let it go. You motherfuckers in the comment section, man, something wrong with y'all, man. Y'all think I'm wrong for having this space and letting all parties talk and let everybody talk? We didn't mute. I only muted up when people was over talking me. Even my co-host Rachel. We cool. That's my sister. I'm just saying. We gotta let this happen. We gotta let this take place, bro. Calm down. If you're mad still, I don't know what you're mad at. We got to a resolution. People came and spoke their mind, and people are gonna sleep better, hopefully. Let's get back to business tomorrow and quit fucking bitching in the comment section, bro. All right, I land right there. Go ahead, Mustache.
I'm here. Caught me off guard. As I always say, my allegiance, first and foremost, is Christ, and I know for myself, I gotta go with that, and I gotta extend the same. She asked for forgiveness, or I forgive her for what she's done. You can see this is all public. I put on there. I did say to her that it tarnishes her allegiance to the truth and everything, and but at the same time, this is simply, she sinned. Yes, I don't think she's evil. I don't think she had evil intent in her heart. But I need to extend the same grace and mercy that Christ has extended to us. You do reap what you sow. And I think it's, she's fighting with us, and I'm not gonna discount things that she's said in the past just because of this one incident. And I get, and it's deep. And as I stated in one of my posts, it's not simply that she took a cookie from a cookie jar. It's a greater thing. But Christ in me says, hey, just extend some grace and mercy towards this, and don't get all wrapped up in the dopamine of the drama and everything, because I can easily do that as well. So again, I think it's a teachable moment for us, and I encourage people to check yourselves as I've checked myself, and I just encourage others to do that also, and to extend that grace and mercy to her, because again, we've received it, and I'm sure that we have the ability through Christ to do that for others. This is a hard thing for me to talk about, because it's often things like this tend to be emotionally driven, and again, I check myself and have to remove myself from the emotion part of it, and like I always say, we got to look at the bigger picture here. So that's and then last night when I found out that it happened, I wanted to immediately come to her defense, but then I was just like, let me take this all in context.
You're a guy. I've met you in spaces. You're super kind, super respectful. But listen, man, I love God. He's my creator, okay? I live for him. I tell my friends to pray. I pray with my man every single day, okay? But this woman right now, as we speak, is buckling down. She's listening to everything we're saying, and like a coward, she won't even come in here. She won't face us. She's sitting here sending me texts, talking shit about me because I'm speaking up, okay? So listen, okay?
That's between you and her, though.
I don't give a fuck. I'm emotional because I'm hurt, okay?
I get that. I understand
for
that.
you to sit there and say, let's be more Christ-like. Well, right now, I can't be Christ-like because I'm not a robot and I have feelings, okay? And
Scripture tells us to keep
I
those in
don't give a
check.
fuck what the scripture says in this moment. You know what
That's between you and God.
I don't care. You know what I speak on right now? The fact that she's saying that all my friends that are actually talented and beautiful human beings, that they're going to fade away. Why? Because she has a big account? No, fuck you, bitch. Let me tell you what, okay? I do have God in my heart, but I'm also not a freaking robot, and I'm also not going to stand here and put up with her abusive text, okay, where she blocks me so that I can't respond to her, but then she unblocks me so she can text me her fucking bullshit. That's a coward, okay? Come into a space and face me, Maze. Fucking speak up. Don't hide behind your little trolls. Come face us, the people that discovered the truth about you. Come face us, please. We're upset because you hurt us. You're a fraud. And yes, your freaking apology is half-assed because you lied about half of it. None of it was you singing. None of it. Thank you.
I'm gonna land with this. Somebody posted or shared this with me. Luke 17:3. Pay attention to yourselves. If your brother sins, rebuke him, and if he repents, forgive him. I land there.
Okay, guys. Okay. I guess is Alpha available or not? Listen, I mean,
I'm right here, bro. So, I haven't been here for the space. I mean, you guys kind of know where I'm at right now. So, I don't know the complete story, but I know enough of the story, and I respect everybody's right to feel the way they feel. I mean, that's just everybody here. Well, not everybody here, but there's a large portion of people here that have had specific personal relationships with Maze, and so this is going to have an effect on some people that it's not going to have on others, and people need to recognize that. I'm not going to tell anybody here that you have to be pissed. I'm not going to tell anybody here that you have to forgive, because that's not my place. What I will say, man, today's been really fucked up. I talked to a few of you earlier tonight. I'm at this conference. People have paid a lot of money at this conference so they can get, what they pay for from us, our time and our focus. And at the same time, obviously Maze was important to me, just like a lot of people here.
And to hear all this, and I don't know who was saying it because it's been loud, but somebody was saying that they immediately wanted to come to her defense. And I know what that feels like. This morning when I heard what's going on, your immediate reaction is like, oh, this is bullshit. Why are they coming after her? But then, I also have the rule to look at things before you react. And as the information just kept flooding into my DMs, it just got worse. And it made it more uncomfortable and made it more awkward. In addition to that, I'm sure some people through good intentions and some people that were trying to exploit an opportunity started to send me information. I could tell you right now, more than 5 people, and I don't know if it's true, but more than 5 people sent me messages where they were like, hey, before you defend her, just know that she was saying this about you. And the part that sucks is I don't know. And I don't know, you want to believe that it's not true. But at the same time, it's just like when something like this happens, and one is this is a tragedy on so many levels, but I hope there's something that everybody can take away from here is one of the most important things, and I've said this before, I said this on my podcast, I said this on one of the panels that I was speaking on this weekend. People are thirsty for authenticity. The reason so many people have pulled away from mainstream media is because people are tired of being lied to. People are tired of being deceived. And a lot of us have chosen to take on the responsibility of movements that are more important than us, more important than me, more important than anybody in this space. And when you make a choice, however that comes to be, and I'm not going to judge her apology. To be honest, I've only read it twice. And, my emotions are invested in this one too, But what I will say is everybody here needs to understand that when you take a position of quote unquote an authority, that everything you do has a consequence to it. And when people depend on you, and like the honest thing here is Maze has had a tremendous influence on having a change on the stuff that's going on with Palestine. And that's an extremely important cause. But now something like this, some may call it petty, some may call it whatever the case is, but it introduces doubt. And unfortunately, the environment that we live in today is that doubt doesn't become isolated. It affects your cause. But just as important of that, and if she's listening, it hurts me to say this, but honesty is honesty. And I hope you understand, Maze, because I do care about you. Is you made a decision that's going to have a tremendous negative effect on your friends. A lot of your friends who care about you tremendously also have movements that they've attached themselves to. And I know because I've seen it all day, because people have wasted no opportunity to make sure I see it, this is probably fake and that's probably fake. So a lot of good people who have not done anything wrong right now are defending themselves. And they're not defending themselves because they made any bad choice. The honest thing here is they're defending themselves because of a choice you made. And that's not fair. And nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. By no means am I a saint. But I just hope people realize that when you take a position of influence, like what you say matters. I can hear where everybody's coming from, Patriot. I know how much you love and care about Maze, so it's uncomfortable for you. It's uncomfortable for. It's uncomfortable. But this is the part that sucks, Like, it's no secret. You guys know I really like her. But at what point? there is no point. It's, you have to be able to say that your friend made a catastrophic mistake. Because if you can't acknowledge that, because right now, just so everybody knows, everybody that's close to her, every one of our credibility right now is being monitored. And I know because, like I said, I've been dealing with a lot of DMs. And like I said, some from people I think truly care, others because they're just waiting for a moment to be able to say, haha, I told you so, and everything in between. But what I will say to all the friends of Maze, you can still be a friend, and you can still care about her, and you can still be there for her, but don't be disingenuous about how you handle this situation. Because if you are, then what's it say about your credibility? You know, time, to me personally, I think time will tell whether the apology is sincere or not. And some people will give her that opportunity and some won't. And everybody's entitled to that. But I think the most important thing right now is you have to protect your credibility right now. Because as much as you may care about Maze, the movements that you've decided to take responsibility are still more important than friendships or any relationship. Because when you chose to be a leader in that movement, that's the responsibility that comes with it. And it's hard. But if you're not ready to be completely 100% about that, then you shouldn't be in a leadership position. Because that's the only way these things kind of survive. And so if you are listening, Maze, I hope that you find a way to privately and personally speak with the people that are really close to you. You may be hearing a lot of words of disappointment, but I'm sure a lot of that just comes from a tremendous amount of hurt. And if you value those friendships and relationships, I just hope you address those personally. And then the other thing that I'll say, and I'll land here, unless you guys have something to ask me. You don't have to beat a person to death over something like this either. I mean, we're still human, you guys. And I know, well, I suspect from my experiences with Maze, that I think that's probably been a lot more personal than a lot of you, is she is still a very emotional person. And I know that this probably is not easy for her either. I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying she didn't bring it upon herself. But just think about that as you push forward is what I'll say. I probably sound like a broken record, so I'll land there, Patriot.
Yeah,
unless you got anything else.
I think that precedents have to be set. I think that if one day you planning on being a damn host, and you have friends around you or people that you call friends around you, take notes, man, because it is very awkward for people like me, Rachel, Turtle, Alpha, the people that was like diligent. It's very awkward, It's not that we co-signing anything. Nobody on this stage has said, even Diligent, hey, it wasn't right what she did, period. And I can't tell her how to apologize. I'm not about to tell a grown person, hey, you apologize this way or that way. Listen, time will tell, man. Time will tell. Don't let this, y'all, children are being killed right now, man. You know, it's a lot of things that's going on. You know, the Pentagon missing, I think 842 billion that's not accounted for. You know, it's a lot of things. You know, we still got a couple months until Trump gets inaugurated, and while you know we're all happy and waiting, these people are gonna try to fuck our lives up, man. Like on some real shit. So I'm not one to bash somebody over the head because honestly, we have bigger things to worry about in the near future. If you know what the fuck I mean. Like seriously, all jokes aside, we have bigger shit that's gonna, you know, affect people around us that we gotta worry about. And that's what I dedicate my page to. Not bashing somebody. Not saying, hey, da-da-da-da-da. Even people that done went at it with me, I don't feel right posting their fucking profile and all this shit just to make a fucking point. I don't need to do that. And you shouldn't either. You know what I'm saying? If you can only beat somebody over the head a couple times until they're a dead horse, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not going to tell y'all how to, you know, handle yourself or nothing, but don't let your blood pressure get ran up over no internet, bro. Don't let this shit get to you like this, because we got a lot of shit coming down the pike right now. Y'all, if y'all paying attention, bro, they're trying to still kill our asses. They're trying to fuck us over, you know. They're mad about Trump getting elected. It's a bunch of shenanigans going on. It's a bunch of lies still being told. You know, COVID came to our front door. People want to sit in here and talk about the government doesn't matter and da-da-da. Dude, COVID, the lockdowns, the fucking world was on lockdown. For real, that happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's how close you came to losing your life for your freedom. Understand that right now we're fighting back. We got means to fight back. Not that Trump is a fucking savior or Elon, but we got to give credit what credit is due. I'm just saying, we got more important shit to worry about. So if you want to harp off of this shit and go throw side spaces, I'm not gonna throw you down. Go ahead. I'm not talking about this shit no more. I think that we settled it, and if Maze ever wants to come and address anybody in this space, she got the green light too. And I do that with everybody. I got into it with multiple people on this app, and I still show them love and let them come in. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I do. So, to those of you saying, oh, Patriot or Alpha or anybody that's saying anything about anybody close to Maze, it's awkward as fuck for us. I just want y'all to know that. We're all fucking human. I'm not fucking perfect. What the fuck I look like bashing somebody, and I'm not motherfucking perfect. I'm too busy looking at myself in the motherfucking mirror. Fuck out of here. I'm still got a lot of work to do. I ain't ashamed to say it. So I don't bash people, because I done fucked up too. Some of y'all in here shit don't smell good either. Maybe you need to take a look at yourself in the mirror. Maybe you're projecting some of your emotions on both sides. Maybe you're a little too invested. Just chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. I'm gonna crash this one. Nobody has the clout chasing in our spaces, by the way. We don't do that here. We don't put no names into this. We don't call nobody out, and we don't do all that shit here. We just have conversation and try to get the truth out. And I can say that about Alpha, Turtle, Rachel, Canadian, MV, you know, everybody that's been a speaker. We try, all the hosts, diligent. We try to get the truth out there the best we can. And Alpha, you're right, we do have a kind of a big responsibility. All of us on this app got a big responsibility now, whether you like it or not, to put the news out there and try to do our own research so everybody can understand what the fuck going on. Without any further ado, man, I'm gonna end this motherfucking space. This shit been getting me for like the last 2 days. I still been doing my research, but I will point out there are two major things that y'all need to be watching. Trump does have a $10 billion lawsuit going against the social media outlets. There's a rumor that Elon purchased CNN. I don't know if that's true or not. And that Malcolm X's daughters are suing the CIA and FBI. And the New York NYPD. for the assassination attempt of assassination that took place on Malcolm X. So a lot of truths have started ever since the Trump, election. We're seeing things starting to turn around. Again, I mentioned about Alex Jones potentially losing his spot. A federal judge ruled in Alex Jones' favor that he can keep it. And I also pointed out, remember, go back to the last Trump administration, he appointed over 250 judges, federal judges. Looks like they're going to come into play now. They all have gotten activated now that he's about to get back in the White House. So just, keep doing what y'all doing, man. I want to applaud everybody in the building. The listeners, y'all don't get enough credit. Listeners, y'all got that. Y'all put up with my loud talking ass and everybody else. We couldn't do this without y'all. I really, really do appreciate y'all, honestly. And
Hey,
I appreciate the love. Go ahead.
Patriot, if I can add one quick thing, right? I just thought about this I remember when she was hosting a space and I went in there and I brought up the child sex trafficking and the border crisis. And Maze didn't know about it at that time. And her reaction to me was, what, really? Oh my God, tell me, what's going on? And I explained to her what happened. And her reaction to that was, we started hosting spaces right after that, addressing the issue with J.J. Carroll and Ryan Madden, bringing these people in and bringing a very important message to a lot of people to get them to understand a real present evil, something that's real. We're talking about, while we've been in here dilly-dallying, talking about this nonsense, kids have literally been killed and raped and shit's going on at the border. And, she stepped up at that time for something that mattered. And that's stuff that I don't forget. So like I said, we're all sinners here. And believe me, I'm not happy about this sin at all. But, like I said, there's a good human being there that cares, that was spreading some really powerful messages to people, trying to make a difference. And I do respect that. And none of us are perfect, so.
I think another thing I wanted to mention, I think people misconstruing us. We can't just turn our backs on Maze right now, even in this moment. As bad as I feel about what happened and what took place, I'm not a faker, I look at her as a big sister. She has had a lot of spaces, like Paul just mentioned, about things, so I can't just up and go, oops. Maze fucked up, bye motherfucker, and start bashing her when I ain't even bashed the motherfuckers that obviously they came in my space and talk shit about me. I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? If you talk shit about me in my face, of course, in my space, I'm gonna talk shit back. But I'm not a basher. I'm not gonna post your shit up there and try to dox you all this dumb shit that people try to do. I'm not about to do that. I'm not like that. I ain't here for that. So might as well stop that where it's at. We should be putting our energy towards what Paul just said. If you're on this out, man, you honestly should be directing your energy at Mr. Fauci or the World Health Organization